So the same way we are cursed with Barack Obama now, we have been cursed with Hillary Clinton for a very long time. She won't go away, no matter, despite the fact that she was embarrassed by a game show host clown, a political novice. People still ask for her opinions on stuff. So look at this article. Look at this parody. And once again, I'm gonna get into the substance of what is happening here. Hillary Clinton warns Democrats against far left turn before 2022 midterms.
Serenity now.
The far left turn, once the gaslighting is unbelievable. Here's another one. Hillary Clinton suggests a squad and progressive Democrats could sink the party in 2022 midterms because voters want a Congress that can get things done. I got a lot to say about this. But Sabby, James, anything you guys want to say about this? There's so much to add to this.
The establishment Dems that you have in Congress aren't getting things done either. That's the thing, and that's on purpose. That's on purpose, by the way. What have I told you guys before when I say this a lot about Obama, how he came back in New Jersey and Virginia and he spoke at those gubernatorial races that were happening? He was supposed to get voters to come out and support the Dems. Obviously, that backfired in Virginia. Hillary Clinton and Barack Obama, people like them, their role is to keep you from going further left. Their role is to maintain the moderate stance, to keep you exactly in the middle of the Democratic Party. They do not want things that are going to actually benefit the American people. This is why Obama keeps popping back up to remind us that he's still present, to come out against progressive issues. This is why you're seeing Hillary Clinton come up more often now. That is their role. They know that these are two people that have a lot of power, and they rely on them to do just as such. And they use identity politics to do it. They'll rely on Hillary Clinton because she's powerful and she's a woman. Well, you should listen to the female. If you don't, you're sexist. They rely on Barack Obama because like, oh, he's the black former black president. So if you don't listen to what he say, it means you're racist. And this is exactly what they do. So you have to pay close attention. Their job is to prevent any type of progress moving further to the left. Look at all the things Obama came out against. The freaking NBA strike. What the hell was his role in that? He should have had nothing to say about that. He spoke out against that. Do you know how far that could have gone for Black Lives Matter? He came out and spoke out against defund the police. And he actually got ridiculed for that one, by the way. Every time we try to do some type of progressive issues or policies, Barack Obama and Hillary Clinton show back up to stop it. This is exactly their role. This is exactly what they're supposed to do. And you have to pay attention because they're the ones that are going to get the mainstream media attention. And this is why I get so angry at Bernie Sanders sometimes, because he's another one who is always on mainstream media and he does not push back on the Democratic establishment the way that he should. He is not as aggressive, especially when he was running his campaign. He has become just another shill, just like the rest of them. So it's a problem.
James, what's your thoughts?
Yeah, so gosh, I don't even have any thoughts, dude. I'm just like, what the fuck? Like,
let me ask you.
Hang on. Okay.
Go ahead.
Hillary Clinton saying that we'll go too far left. Where has that?
She's saying that we are the progressives, the pesky progressives they're poking the Overton window too far to the left.
But they didn't get anything done. Look, I can understand if we got Medicare for all and a $15 minimum wage and all these other things done, and then it said it hurt us, but we didn't get anything. And so how can you tell us that we didn't get that it hurt us if we didn't get shit done? That's like complaining, oh, well, you cut yourself, and so this is one of the reasons why you shouldn't have a knife. But I don't have a knife. I never had one. It's like I don't have the tool in order to be able to do the thing that you accused us of doing. So what the fuck is she talking about? She's talking out of her ass.
Why the hell are we taking advice from the person who lost?
From who lost?
Kills me.
She
This is
lost.
what kills me.
She lost. I can't
Look at
even
this.
make my voice go
Look.
higher. She
Look at this. Hillary Clinton said Democrats need to think about what wins elections.
lost. Hey, her and Claire McCaskill should get together and tell us why, how they can win.
Hey yo, you're gonna have Hitler. He's gonna do a seminar on anti-Semitism.
We came, we saw, they died.
Mm-mm-mm.
Oh my God,
And this is the
Hey.
person that they take advice from. This is the person that they're listening to. The person who lost.
to hold the House and Senate, we need to win purple states. We need to think about what wins elections. Oh my God, that's insane. Like Chris Christie about to come out with a diet program. You guys got any more absurd analogies that parallels this one? I'm trying to think of some more.
I hate to say
Hulk
this,
Hogan,
but
Hulk Hogan about to do a seminar on anti-racism. He about to talk about anti-blackness in society. Go ahead, James.
Lindsey Graham's going to come out as straight.
It's a mess.
So, all right, so
mean-
let's get to the. I was having fun because we had to end, but now let's get to my substantive takes on this. Because once again, this is a funny story, but I think it says a lot. I think these stories actually always say a lot. Because now they're showing their hands, right? Because now I showed you guys earlier, they're running on this fake supposed Biden strong economy that they're making up. And they also have another strategy. What they do every 2 years, despite progressive loyalty, is that they pin all losses on the progressives. Now, let's say in some fucking alternate reality that Democrats clean house in 2022, right? Just bear with me. I know we gotta use our imagination. Imagine Democrats kill the goddamn game and destroy the Republican parties. Do you think they're gonna be like, oh my God, progressives, thank you, I appreciate your guidance led us to these victories? No, they're gonna say Joe Biden and the neoliberal moderate agenda carried the Democrats to victory. That is what they will say if Democrats win in 2022, and if they lose, they're gonna say, "Oh, the progressives' fault." Meanwhile, the progressives continue to stay in this abusive relationship. And now, look at what the article says. And you guys can feel free to interrupt me because I'm spitballing on my substantive criticism of the article, right? So the implication that Hillary Clinton is laying out, and Sabby mentioned this earlier, that they've been a thorn on the side of the Biden agenda. Oh my God, we want people who get stuff done, and it's the progressives who've been a thorn on our side. Hillary, have you been paying attention? It has not been AOC and Bernie Sanders. AOC and Bernie Sanders has been the most loyal lapdogs of Joe Biden, and partly in political discourse. There's no one who's a bigger Biden bro than Bernie Sanders. They fell in line for Biden's entire agenda. Their entire 2021 was not focused on fighting for Medicare for all. It was not focused on abolishing ICE. Their focus on 2021 was passing Build Back Better. Their focus was passing the Biden agenda. There is no bigger Democratic Party operative, no more effective Democratic Party operative than Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez. So why is Hillary Clinton and Nancy Pelosi, who said the same thing months ago? I covered this on my show a long time ago, how Nancy Pelosi was pretending that the progressives was like derailing the Biden agenda. That's not true. Like, what Biden agenda have they stopped? Did they stop any of these military budgets, ICE expansion budgets, the weapons to Palestine? What agenda did the progressives stop?
You didn't force the vote.
They didn't force the vote. Like, once again, you guys feel free to interrupt me anytime. They didn't force the vote. They didn't do any of this stuff. In fact, the biggest enemy of the Biden administration has been Joe Manchin, based on the theater. Now, once again, I think they're on the same page, but based on the theater, based on what Hillary Clinton is operating on, Joe Manchin is the enemy, right? So ask yourself this question. Why is Hillary Clinton calling out the progressives instead of Joe Manchin? It's almost like I reported before, Joe Manchin is secretly doing what the corporate blue dog Democrats want. but they
Yep.
can't come out and say it. Ooh. I told you, there's always something to take from these. We do funny stories here, but there's always something to take from them.
Mhm.
And I said it before, I know you guys want to chime in. If it wasn't for Joe Manchin, if it wasn't for Kristen Sinema, it would be someone else. Because people like Hillary Clinton and their brand of politics, that the Mickey concept is a small disagreement. Remember? They would do anything they can to cover for conservative trickle-down economics, period.
I
Any
like
last
what
take? Yeah, go
Quaker
ahead.
analysts said. They said black women carried the Dems, so we got Kamala. And for anybody watching, black women don't like Kamala. Savvy?
No.
See?
No.
See? They don't like him. Just like we black men, we don't like Clyburn.
Can I address it, Smith, too? Can I address it, Smith? Because
Poppycock.
there are one of the things that a lot of white liberals have the audacity to say to me. I'm a black leftist who live and have life experience, and I tell them the Democratic Party fucking sucks. And I tell them black people are apolitical because the Democratic Party fucking sucks. So I talk shit about Joe Biden all the time. I talk shit about the Democratic Party all the time. And what these white liberals say, the audacity, they say, how can you claim that Democrats are anti-black? The majority of black people vote for Democrats. It's you that is out of touch. The audacity, guys. For one, let's bust this myth right now. Let's look at the number. Why, when people talk about politics, they never include non-voters?
Nope.
So do those black people don't exist to you? The black people that don't vote. It's around 55%. 50% of black people don't vote in this country. So you're just gonna ignore them. You're gonna take them off the table in your analysis and say all black people like Democrats. So let's take that. So half of black people don't vote, and then among the black people who do vote, that's half. Around 80% vote for Democrats. So out of the half that do vote, only 4 out of 5 vote Democrat. And now let's analyze that number. Do you guys know how many black people I know who, once again, I told you, who's apolitical? They don't give a fuck about Joe Biden. I openly hate Obama, and they don't care. Like, I tell you, this is how apolitical people are in my family. Like, they like, oh, Nick don't like Barack Obama. That's kind of weird. But they don't care because they like, I don't care about defending politicians. That's how my people are, right? But they will vote Democrat just because I would have it. I will never forget my conversation I had with my mom. Well, she said, I remember the first time we ever talked about politics, she said, we vote Democrat. I'm like, why? Democrats, I heard they're good. Like, it literally just that simple. We vote Democrat because they're not Republican. So once you take the number in half, right? Half black people vote. Then out of half black people vote, 4 out of 5 of the black people who vote, most of them vote Democrat just because our tradition. Not because they like Democrats. It's because they believe in the lesser of two evils. So that's and so take that percent out, which I can't quantify that number. In my life, that number is overwhelming. So out of the people who actually do vote Democrat, out of the black people, how many people are actually like Joy-Ann Reid? How many people are actually black and like, oh my God, I love Hillary Clinton? How many people are black and actually like, oh my God, I'm a canvas for Stacey Abrams? Guys, that number is actually very, very low. I don't know the number because studies haven't been done on this. But if I were to guess, once again, this number means nothing. I would say out of black Americans, I would say maybe 1 out of 10, maybe 2 out of 10 black Americans like Democrats. Like, these are the people who like, yeah, the Democratic Party is good. Once again, that's my made up number. Don't anecdotal. But once again, take half, don't vote. Then out of the percentage who do vote, how many vote because they really like Democrats? In my anecdotal experience, that number is non-existent. But that's my last thoughts. I know I've been ranting for a while. Any last thoughts that you guys want to share? That I just wanted to debunk the whole black people like Democrats thing. And I had to tell people this so many times. And I don't think there's any flaw in my logic, right? I don't think there is.
Yeah, no, I'm just going to say that, like, people have to realize the majority of Americans don't vote. Just as a whole, majority do not vote. So when people say, well, black people support the Democratic Party, it's not as many of us as you think. Because the majority of African Americans don't vote. That's what Nick's trying to tell you. Like, so again, this is why I say it's really good to focus on the people who are non-voters. And the only reason why they say, well, Black women came out in record numbers and voted for Joe Biden, but that was more so a vote against Donald Trump. That's what you also have to understand. So many people were just tired of Trump's bullshit that they were just like, no, we got to get this guy out. It's not like they were in love with Biden. I never saw a Biden sign. I never saw a Biden t-shirt. And I live in Massachusetts. So again, this is what it's crazy. Look, Dems are going to lose 2022 and they're going to lose 2024. Watch.